Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be looking at subtracting 1 or 10. So yesterday we took a peek at adding 1 or 10, and today we're going to look at subtracting 1 or 10. So we need to make sure that we have flipped our brain from the adding to subtraction. And also, we want to make sure that we have something to write with and something to write on to work on this math lesson together. So if you don't have those things, head out right now, grab something to write with and something to write on, and then go ahead and push play when you come back. I'll wait for you. All right, so everybody's pushed play again. We are ready to go, and we are going to be looking at subtracting or taking away or minus. All of those names are what we might use to subtract. When we subtract, our number is going to get smaller. So today when we are looking at it, we want to make sure that we are taking something away. Our number has to get smaller or decrease. We're still going to look at which number is our tens and which number is our ones. We're just going to be taking away. And here's a little behind the scenes information. I just tried to tape this video and I added every single one until I realized today we're supposed to be subtracting. So this is take 2 on my subtraction video. Even teachers make some mistakes. So if you catch me adding, you need to shout out, "Miss Fowler, you're adding again!" Because I was missing that last time. Usually I have a student that will say, "Miss Fowler, I think you're adding and we're supposed to subtract." But there were no students to shout at me and tell me that. So I had to start over, and here we are. So now that you have your piece of paper or whatever you're going to write on and you have your pencil, let's get started. We're going to first do a couple together. You don't need to write for this part, and then I'll give you a few to check to make sure you know how to subtract using 1 or 10. Subtract, take away, minus. All right, so here we go. If I'm looking at my number here, I'm going to first count it out. I've got 10, 20, 21, 22. 22 is my number. If I'm going to take away a 1, minus 1, and I'll put it like that so it doesn't look like a group of 10. If I'm minusing 1, am I going to take away from my tens? No, I'm going to take away from my ones. I'm going to use an X to take that away. So instead of it having 2 groups of 10 and 2 ones, I took 1 away. What's 1 less than 2? 1. So my new answer is 21. All right, let's take a look over here. And this time we're going to subtract 10. I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 45. So, if I'm taking away a group of 10, am I going to be taking that away from the 4 or from the 5? Show me with your fingers. No, really, I want you to show me. From the 4. We're going to take away, so if I have 4 groups of 10 and I take 1 away, now I have 3 groups of 10. I also could show that on my picture. Take away that group of 10, and so now I have 35. All right, let's take a look at 68. So there's no more pictures for us to count. That's okay though, because we can decompose the number, and we know that this 6 means 60, or 6 groups of 10, and this 8 means 8 ones. So if I'm going to do 68 minus 10, is my 6 going to get smaller or my 8 going to get smaller? My 6, because this is the number that shows me which groups of 10s I have. So 6 take away 1 is 5. So now I'm going to have 58 instead of 68. And let's look over here. My number I'm starting with is 97. And if I'm taking away 1, is that going to make it 87? No. This 9's not changing. We're going to keep that because we're just taking away 1. So 7 minus 1 is 6. 96. All right, now it's your turn. Let's see if you understand how to do this. Go ahead and get your writing utensil out. Get whatever you're writing on. I'm going to do 3 problems to check for understanding, and then I'll give you a tricky one at the end. My students do really good at these tricky ones. Some of them, they get a little frustrated, but then they keep persevering and they get it. Remember, you can draw a picture, use your fingers to help. You can circle things and underline things like I do. Either way, the goal is to get the correct answer and a strategy that works for you. So you might want to draw a picture because that helps you see it better. Some other people do it in their head, and some other people have to say, this is my tens, this is my ones, which number am I going to change? All of those ways work when you get the right answer. All right, here we go. Here are your 3 checkpoint ones. All right, so we're going to start with this number. Oh, Miss Fowler, okay, I hear you. We're not adding. Oh, settle down over there. Try again. All right. Go ahead and solve those 3 equations for me. 28 minus 10, 49 minus 1, 74 minus 10. If you need to draw a picture right above it, you can do your picture and cross off the 10. You can say, this is my groups of 10, this is my ones, and figure out which number you have to do. Or some of you might be able to do it just by looking at it and using the knowledge you have about place value to solve the problem. Let's solve those 3 problems. Okay, if you need more time, just go ahead and pause the video so you can finish. If you're ready to go, then let's do it. So if I'm doing 28 minus 10 and I drew my picture up here, I can just cross off my group of 10. And I know that I still have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I took my group of 10 and I took 1 away from it. 2 minus 1 is 1. 8 minus 0 is still 8. All right, let's look at 49 minus 1. If I'm using my place value strategy, I know that the 9 is the 1 spot. So my 4 is going to stay the same. And I can do 9 minus 1, which is 8. 48. Now some of you might have just said, well, I just went 49, 48, and I counted backwards. That's another strategy to use, counting backwards. Here I've got 74 minus 10. So if I say 74 minus 10, I'm looking at my groups of 10. That's my place value. So 70 minus 10 is 60, and 4 minus 0 is 4. 64. All right, so I've got 2 challenge problems for you. Remember, you can draw a picture to help you, or you can use another strategy that works. Okay. Now you might be saying, Miss Fowler, that's going to be so easy. Good. That's what I want. And here's my other one. Actually, I'm going to do 2 more. Okay. Take a second to try to figure those out. If you need to draw a picture, draw a picture. If you need to count backwards, count backwards. If you know how to do it because your place value knowledge, do that. 40 take away 1, 106 take away 10, and 123 take away 1. All right, if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video, but if you're ready to go, let's see how well you did. All right, so 40 minus 1. Some of you are probably thinking, that's super easy. I can just count backwards and get the answer of 39. How many of you got it? Awesome. But the reason that's a challenge one is because we have been working on some place value stuff where I would say, well, this 4 is going to stay the same because we're doing minus 1. But can we have 0 and then take away 1? No, there's nothing to take away. So we have to actually break up this group of 10 to give us our answer. That's why it was a challenge. And some of those problems are what we'll be working on in a couple weeks. So we're getting our brains ready for it. What about 106 minus 10? Some of you might have counted backwards 10. You're really good at counting backwards. Some of you might have done your place value, and some of you might have drawn it. You might have drawn 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90, 100, and then your 6 ones and crossed it off and found out that you have 96. And that is the correct answer. For those of you who didn't feel like drawing it and didn't want to keep counting back so many, here's the quick way. I know that this number 6 is my ones. And so 6 minus 0 is just going to be 6. This represents my groups of 10. 10 groups of 10, because 10 groups of 10 equals 100. So 10 groups of 10 minus 1 group of 10 is going to be the 9. So you had to kind of know that this is 10 groups of 10, not just a 0. Because again, we couldn't do 0 minus 1. We'd have to go back over and break that 100 up. And we'll talk about breaking numbers in a little while. And here's our last one, 1, 2, 3 minus 1. Here's our ones. These are our ones. So we still have 120. 3 minus 1 is 2. 122. All right, so I hope you all were able to subtract 1 or 10 on those checkpoint ones, and that you were able to challenge your brain and get some of these tricky ones completed. Your job now is to take a look at the IXL lessons your teacher has asked for you to do. Take a look at just one of them and try it out. Try to make it to the end, and if it's really, really hard for you, then try a different one. It's okay to stop in the middle when you get frustrated and come back to that one later. It will save your work. All right, so I will see you here tomorrow. We're going to look at mixing up, adding and subtracting tens and ones, and so I hope you'll tune in for that. Have a great day.